What's good, Ravens fans? It's your boy JG back with another trivia video with the trivia expert himself, Andrew. How are you doing today?
Doing great, JG. Glad to be back in the Ravens space.
Let's do it. Now, today we have a little different, right? Again, we usually go for a more wide breadth trivia, but now it's either or, right? And we have to choose the offensive coordinator with the highest winning percentage in a game that I call Player's Choice. Are you ready?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Let's do it. So here is the first question here. Who has the higher winning percentage as a Raven? This is only for the Baltimore Ravens, right? So any success elsewhere, other places as an offensive coordinator does not count. Cam Cameron or Gary Kubiak?
Ooh, okay. Cam Cameron, Gary Kubiak. Now, Kubiak had the one season, 2014. His two tight end sets were a huge part of the Ravens making the AFC divisional round. Had a just absolute renaissance after Jim Caldwell got hired away to go to Detroit. I believe that year we went something like 11-5 or something. Yeah, no, 10-6 or 11-5. We squeaked into the playoffs and then did some damage. Cam Cameron was our OC. He had that disastrous 1-year coaching stint with Miami when he went 1-15. That was 07. So he was our OC from 08 until about maybe week 10 or 12 in 2012 when Harbaugh made that legendary move, of course, relieving Cameron of his duties to bring Caldwell in. Yep. We won enough games over that 4-year stretch that I think the overall percentage is going to lean in the favor of Cam Cameron. So I'm going to go with Cam Cameron.
There you go. 68% of his games, right? Which is an amazing percentage. And I'm not going to give away where he is in the rankings because it might give away some other questions, but it's high. And even Gary, 62% of his games, right? Another good number for an offensive coordinator in such a competitive league.
Yeah, it broke my heart when he left, but you knew he was only going to leave for one job and one job alone, and that was be the head coach of the Denver Broncos. So, as his team 10 years as the backup to John Elway as a quarterback. So
wow, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. And so we're going now to the next one here. Not as many happy moments with these two as the last two. Winning percentage as a Ravens offensive coordinator: Mark Trestman or Jim Fassel?
Ooh, man. Yeah, Trestman. I believe what he came in for that 2015 year. That was a disaster. I think was it maybe stay for 1 or 2 years before he left. It was not a lot of happy times with Mark Trestman. Fassel, our offense wasn't great, but the team itself won some games. I believe it was maybe like 06. He was our OC, or maybe did he get fired in 06? 06, 07, sometime around that year. I think he was our OC for that 06 year when we won 13 games. So I'm going to go with Jim Fassel on this one.
There you go. Look at it. 40% for Trestman, 45% for Fassel. Low, not the best times. Even Mark Trestman, some of these times these people get hired as gurus or geniuses, and it just wasn't there from the beginning. It was a struggle from the very beginning, I remember. And even when games that we won didn't feel right. It didn't look right, So, but yeah, two of the lower coaches on this ranking here.
Yeah, Trestman's best days came in Canada with the Montreal Alouettes.
For sure. Okay, let's go to the next one. You are 2 for 2, my good sir.
All right.
Marty Mornhinweg versus Greg Roman, winning percentage as a Ravens offensive coordinator.
Now, Giro had me pulling my hair out for multiple years when it felt like we weren't reaching our full potential. We still won a lot of games. That first year, 2019, that's a 14-win season. That's still 14-2 best record in Ravens history regular season. 21-22, he went 8-9 21, went maybe 10 7 and 22. So that's an overall pretty good winning percentage. Morningweg was at 2018. He had his 10-6 season, but year before, I think he had a couple of 8-8s in there. He's gonna grade out lower for sure. So I got to go with Giro on this one.
You got that one. Closer than you might think, though. Closer than you might think, right? 65% winning percentage for Giro, but for Marty, basically 60%, right? 59.4. So closer than you might think.
Yeah, so that's the thing that's been a blessing about being Ravens fans. Like, we don't have a lot of really bad years. We have some mediocre years, some 8-8s, but like that's why like you got a guy's grading out around 60%, which is what some franchises would kill for.
For sure. No, for sure. And even Giro, right? Even though 65 just wasn't, we didn't feel he was good enough, right? Same thing with Cam Cameron. So, all right.
Adaptability, right? That's what it is, and that's what we saw last year with Todd Monken would help get Lamar Jackson his second MVP. Sure. Sometimes you just need a change.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we got Jim back, and him versus Rick Neuheisel.
Okay, so all right, I got to do my thinking now.
You're going all the way back.
Let's see. Fossil graded out, I think, at 45% or something like that from a few rounds ago. Now, Neuheisel was our OC for 1 year. That was 2007, before he left to go, I think, to UCLA, maybe. That year, 07, was that bitter disappointment after our 13-3 year. C. McNair got hurt, retired. J.O. got hurt, retired. That was the year we were the only team to lose to Miami. I think our final record ended up being 5-11, which is, just doing some quick maths, I think that's maybe about 33-ish%, 35%, which is going to be lower than Fossil. So I'm going Jim Fossil on this one.
There you go. 31% for Rick.
Yeah.
31. Yeah, that dark again. Now this is the first one where it was like miserable, right? Because even a 45%, like you said, an 8-8, 7-9, right? There are teams that take 7-9, and you can have potential to get better. 31% is tough. It's a tough percentage. So, all right, now we go on to the next one here.
Ooh, it's tough. So Kavanaugh, those are our OC, I think, in our Super Bowl year.
Let me just make sure here.
In 2000, and I think, and Caldwell was. These are our two Super Bowl winning OCs. These guys coach us in Super Bowl wins. Now,
that's correct.
Caldwell, it's tough because like Caldwell had an 8-8 season in 2013 as the OC before getting hired to go replace Jim Schwartz in Detroit. But that year in 2012, after he took over for Cameron, I mean, he won out that year, but that was only like 5 games. Kavanaugh, I can't remember how long he stuck around for, but we won some games during his tenure. Obviously, our Super Bowl winning season, we went, I'm going to say, what was it, 12-4, 11-5? And then won some games in 2001 as well. I'm going to go with Kavanaugh on this one.
Let's see what we got. Oh, there you go.
Close, though.
Close. Matt Kavanaugh, 58.3%. It's, again, right? Jim has the Super Bowl, which kind of elevates his standing in your mind, right? And then with that Super Bowl win, he went and found a better position, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of raises your mind, like, okay, well, coaches who win Super Bowls, offense coordinators who win Super Bowls, and then go get head coaching jobs must have done something great, whatever. But you can see only 50% for him. All right, I think here is our last one. And
okay, Monken versus Roman. Now, Todd had the 1 year.
This one.
I'm gonna have to do some math here, because last year we went 14-3, 13-4. Yeah, I think it was 13-4 at the end because we had the number 1 seed locked up, rested all our guys week 18. Is that, I think I remember Roman being at 65%. So is that higher than that? I think that's at least a 3 times. Yeah, that's gonna be high up. That's gonna be Todd Monken for sure. I think it's probably like 70-some%. So I'm gonna go tell 76.
Yep, yeah, you got it. And he's the highest one, and Greg Roman is the number 2. So, and it was pretty far, right? And of course, 1 year is 1 year, right?
Yeah.
So, but I can only work with the numbers I got now. You know what I'm saying? So,
pretty good year.
it was a great year. It was a great year. And that was it, sir. I think, if I'm correct, you won 100% on that one. I think so.
I believe I did.
Yeah, I think you did. So, and this one I was, again, I wanted to be fair, and because it's the 50-50, right? It's kind of like a coin flip, right? So I wanted, like, I don't want to, to get screwed, but you proved me wrong. You proved me wrong. So that, again, you're knocking these out, man. I'm super impressed. I really am.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
You guys let us know in the comments, how did you do? Were you able to have a great 100% performance as well? Let us know. Thank you guys so much, and go Ravens.
Go Ravens.